Hello everyone, and welcome to my Soap Twist 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The internet exploded as Lisa Yamada's remarks left her mouth in that little, brightly illuminated studio at Television City. She was smiling, relaxed, almost mischievous, leaning forward on the chat's pastel sofa when the host asked the question that every bold and the beautiful fan had been murmuring about for months. Any chance we'll ever see Luna Nozawa again? Lisa's eyes twinkled with the mischief that only an actor who is ready to unleash a bomb can manage. She slipped a strand of dark hair behind her ear, waited just long enough for the dramatic beat, and then said, "Oh, Luna's definitely returning to Los Angeles next year." The host raised his eyebrows as he said, "And she's not coming alone." "Meaning?" Lisa smiled. "She's bringing a baby." The studio audience gasped in unison, a sound that echoed through the microphones and into homes throughout America. Within 30 seconds, the hashtag #LunaBaby was trending worldwide. Within 5 minutes, the video had been shared, reposted, slowed down, zoomed in on, and dissected across all platforms, from TikTok to X. Within an hour, the show's writers were receiving panicked calls from the network, wondering if this was intentional or if Lisa had just exploded 3 years of fine storytelling with a single sentence. Backstage, Lisa's publicist was already on the phone, laughing and crying simultaneously. Lisa slipped out the side exit, hoodie up, sunglasses on, still humming from adrenaline. She hadn't been supposed to say anything yet. The return was true, as was the baby, at least in the plot, but the reveal was supposed to wait until the February sweeps cliffhanger. She had already jumped the gun by for months because she was weary of lying to fans in meet-and-greet lines when they grabbed her hand and cried, "Please just tell me Luna isn't gone forever." So she told them. And suddenly the whole world knew. The writer's room at Bold, and the Beautiful, was chaotic. Coffee mugs were left mid-sip. Laptops slammed closed and reopened. Bradley Bell, the head writer and executive producer, stood in the center of the room, staring at the monitor that repeated Lisa's interview on repeat. "Well," he replied finally, "I guess we're doing this now." The initial idea was elegant and slow-burning. Luna Nozawa, still hurting from the discovery that she was Poppy's daughter and Bill Spencer's potential heir, had fled Los Angeles following the forged DNA test debacle. She had left behind a devastated Finn, a furious Lee, a perplexed RJ, and a befuddled Steffi who couldn't decide whether to hug or slap Luna. The presentation had sparked whispers about Luna's presence in Paris and Milan, as well as her work for a luxury fashion brand under another name. They planned to bring her back in the spring, older, tougher, carrying the weight of secrets, and sporting a designer wardrobe that would make hope for the future look fast fashion. The baby had always been part of the plan, but it was intended to be the May surprise. Who is it? Finn's? RJ's? Some European count she met while hiding? The paternity mystery would take them through the summer. Lisa Yamada had just lighted the match, for months early. Bradley breathed through his teeth.
"Fine. We lean in."
Luna returns sooner. She comes back visibly pregnant. We make the baby the reason she can no longer stay away. Every single person who has ever cared about her will lose their heads the moment she walks off that plane at LAX. He turned to the whiteboard and began frantically writing names in red marker. Liam, moral compass or hypocrite. Steffi, protective big sister or jealous gatekeeper. Finn, loving husband or secret baby daddy. RJ, first love or forgotten casualty. Bill, grandfather, or still certain it's his child. Poppy, redeemed mother or hot mess express. The room erupted with the kind of creative energy that only comes when a presentation is forced to race rather than leisurely. 3,000 miles away, in a modest apartment above a store in Paris's Marais area, Luna Nozawa put one palm on the soft swell of her tummy and watched the video on her phone for the 12th time. The remarks scrolled so quickly that they blurred. Luna is a queen, wait, whose baby this is, why she ghosted RJ. OMG, Finn is the father I manifested. This Lee is going to have a stroke, and I can't wait. Poppy redemption arc incoming. Or is she still on thin ice? Will Spencer about to buy another baby yacht? She laughed, then winced as the baby kicked hard enough to take her breath away. 7 months. She had spent 7 months fleeing, hiding, and hoping she could start over clean. 7 months of convincing herself that Los Angeles was a chapter she could finish. She had been incorrect. The choice to return had not occurred unexpectedly. It all began with the first ultrasound, when the technician in the tiny clinic off Rue de Birague pointed to the screen and said, "Felicitations, Maman." Something in Luna's chest had broken wide open. She looked at the hazy sight of a small heartbeat and understood she couldn't do it alone. Not really. She needed her mother, no matter how messy or crazy Poppy was. She craved the wild, expansive, and impossible Forrester Spencer Logan Webb that had both destroyed her and shaped her. She had to know whose child she was carrying. Because the fact was that Luna didn't know for sure. RJ, kind and earnest, had been staying in the Forrester Mansion's guest house the week before everything blew. They had been wild and in love, believing that the world would wait for them to figure it out. Then there was Finn one night, one tragic mistake caused by grief, champagne, and the type of chemistry that should never have existed between a married man and his wife's sort of cousin. Luna loathed herself for months thereafter. She still did on some days. She had departed before she had missed a single period, before the possibility became a reality. She had told herself that distance would make it easier. Everyone would be safer at a distance. Distance had just heightened the intensity of the questions. Now the truth was going home with her, round and unmistakable beneath cashmere sweaters and enormous coats. She had booked a one-way ticket to LAX for January 8th. She hadn't told a single person in LA. She reasoned that the element of surprise was the only protection she had left. Back in Los Angeles, the Forrester estate was already filled with foreboding. I hope you noticed it first. She had always had a sixth feeling for impending drama. It was almost a Logan legacy. She entered the living room one afternoon to find Steffi standing at the window, arms crossed, staring at nothing. "You feel it too," Hope murmured softly. Steffi did not turn around. "Something is coming. I'm not sure what it is, but it's big." Hope set her tablet down. "Luna?" Steffi's jaw tightened. "Occasionally, I get dreams about her."
Stupid, right?
"She's been gone for about a year, yet I still have dreams about her standing in my kitchen, telling me she's sorry." "She probably is," Hope said. "She ruined my marriage for a minute there," Steffi said, then sighed. "Alternatively, Finn and I almost damaged it ourselves. I still don't know which version I despise more." Hope got closer. "If she came back, I'd want to hug her while killing her at the same time." Across town at the Spencer Mansion, Bill was on the phone with Justin and pacing in front of the fireplace. "I need the jet ready, and I want to keep an eye on her from the moment she lands. I don't care whether she's in Bali or Antarctica, Justin. Luna Nozawa is family." "Maybe. Probably. And family doesn't go a year without speaking." Justin's voice sounded calm. "Bill, we don't even know if—" "I know what the last paternity test said," Bill replied. "I'm also aware that those tests can be faked." Poppy admitted she switched too. Who is to say she didn't switch again? He hung up before Justin could argue logically. Finn was finishing rounds at the hospital when Lee came before him like a thundercloud dressed in scrubs. "Have you heard the rumors?"
She hissed.
Finn's stomach sank. "Which one?" "Luna. Pregnant." "I'm coming back," he said, stopping his walk. The corridor bustle faded into a thick roar in his ears. Lee's eyes narrowed. "Tell me it is impossible, John. Tell me you were careful." Finn couldn't lie to his mother. "Not about this." He gazed at the floor. Lee made a sound resembling a pressure cooker about to explode. "That girl will be the death of this family." "No," Finn answered calmly. "We did that all by ourselves." RJ Forrester was the last to find out, having spent the previous year trying very hard to forget Luna Nozawa existed. He designed surfboards, spent weeks in Costa Rica, shared shirtless images that made adolescent girls cry, and convinced himself he was alright.
He was not well.
He saw the clip at 3 a.m. in a beach cottage as the ocean smashed outside. Lisa Yamada smiles. The word, baby. The studio crowd roared as if they had been both betrayed and blessed. RJ sat on the side of the bed, staring at his phone until the screen became black. He then accessed the airline app and began looking for flights. January 8th arrived dreary and drizzly, the type of Los Angeles winter day that makes travelers unhappy. Luna got off the plane at LAX, wearing sunglasses, a long camel coat, and carrying the weight of 1,000 whispered truths. Her belly led the way now, impossible to conceal. She had one suitcase and a heart that seemed to be attempting to beat its way out of her ribcage. She expected photographers. She did not anticipate the entire welcoming committee to be waiting beyond security. Bill was first, arms extended as if he hadn't a single doubt that she was his. Poppy stood next to him, tears running down her cheeks, clutching a silly pink balloon that screamed, "It's a girl." Poppy had never met a situation in which she couldn't over-accessorize. Steffi and Finn stood slightly apart, Steffi's expression blank, Finn's pallid and stunned. Hope lingered behind them, twisting her hands. Liam appeared to prefer being literally anywhere else. And RJ. RJ stood in the far back, hands in his pockets, eyes fixed on Luna's stomach like a gun barrel. Luna ceased walking. The automatic doors slid closed behind her. For a little period, the only sound was the balloon string brushing across Poppy's wrist. "Hi," Luna began, her voice faltering on the first syllable. Poppy broke first, moving over to cover her daughter in Chanel perfume and desperate hugs. Bill followed, one massive hand softly landing on Luna's belly, as if to claim territory, while also bringing comfort. They approached one by one. Hope hugged her like a sister. Liam managed an awkward one-arm squeeze and a welcome home, kid. Steffi was the last to approach. She took a long look at Luna before lowering her gaze to the curve beneath her cloak. "Are you okay?" Steffi asked quietly. Luna nodded, not trusting her own voice. Steffi exhaled and pulled her into an embrace that felt like both forgiveness and caution. Finn had not moved. His gaze was riveted on Luna's belly, somewhere between dread and amazement. RJ finally moved forward. He did not hug her. He gazed at her for the first time in a year. "Hey, Lou," he said in a scratchy voice. "Hey," she said, whispering. And then, because the universe has a sense of humor, the baby kicked hard enough to make a ripple under her coat. Poppy squealed. Bill's eyes widened. Steffi's palm rushed to her mouth. Finn took one involuntary stride forward before stopping. Luna closed her eyes. When she opened them again, she met each gaze, some loving, some suspicious, some calculating, and said the sentence that would set off 1,000 episodes. "I understand you all have questions. I have them, too. But I am here now. And I'm not jogging anymore." She clasped both hands protectively over her stomach. "This baby's a Forrester. Or a Spencer. Or a Finnegan. Perhaps all three. We're going to work it out together." When she finished speaking, she glanced directly at Finn. Finn's knees almost buckled. Bill clapped his hands once, as loud as a gunshot. "Okay then." Luna felt a flutter of something other than fear as she approached the exit, surrounded by cameras. It could have been hope. Los Angeles had her back, sparkling and menacing, and it was all hers. The city of angels and devils, of second chances and public accountability. Luna Nozawa was home, and she had brought the future with her, kicking and impatient, ready to disrupt every life she touched. The brave and beautiful had never witnessed a storm like the one about to break. However, they always managed to get through it in the end.
Didn't they?
The bold and the beautiful fandom has changed considerably as a result of Lisa Yamada's surprising announcement that Luna hopes to return to Los Angeles with a baby next year. As soon as the suggestion was dropped, speculation erupted on social media, fan forums, and behind-the-scenes discussion communities. The idea of Luna disappearing only to reappear with a child has far-reaching emotional and narrative consequences for practically every character in her journey. It explores themes of identity, loyalty, betrayal, family legacy, and the intricate web of Forrester Creations relationships. For many viewers, Luna has been a breath of fresh air in a world dominated by long-running feuds, intricate romances, and generational conflict. Her arrival brought innocence, sincerity, and true emotional struggle into the orbit of R.J. Forrester and the rest of the Forrester family. The intensity of her narratives has increased dramatically, particularly following the contentious drugging episode and its chaotic aftermath. Luna has battled to find her place in the strong Forrester world, but she has also emerged as one of the show's most sympathetic and complicated characters. The prospect of her disappearing only to return with a child immediately generates concerns about who the baby's father might be, how it will affect her relationships, and the long-term impact on Los Angeles. Fans instantly began revisiting the dramatic events leading up to the probable narrative. The scene in which Luna unintentionally swallowed medications that changed her judgment, leading to doubt about whether her sexual contact was with RJ or Zend, remains one of the show's most explosive plot twists in recent memory. That misconception caused emotional turmoil not only for Luna, but for the entire Forrester family. RJ's sense of betrayal, Zend's shame and perplexity, and the strain on job and family connections all contributed to a complex story. If Luna left LA while still unsure of the ramifications of that night, her return with a baby would rekindle every unresolved emotion left boiling under the surface. Timing is also essential. Allowing Luna to disappear temporarily provides the writers time to develop other plots, making her final return all the more startling and dramatic. When people leave the canvas and return with a life-altering shift, it frequently serves as the starting point for big arcs that span numerous plot lines. A baby, particularly one whose parentage is in dispute, becomes a strong tool for tension, reconciliation, and treachery. It's easy to envision Ridge, Brooke, Eric, and the rest of the Forrester family reacting. A possible heir, whether RJ's or Zend's, has a direct impact on Forrester Creations' legacy and future control. Another factor to examine is Luna's complex connection with her mother, Poppy. Their relationship has always had themes of intrigue, secrecy, and emotional fragility. Poppy's casual demeanor, unconventional lifestyle, and unwillingness to acknowledge the past have formed a stark contrast to Luna's need for stability and honesty. Luna's future parenthood journey may lead Poppy to confront her own decisions, uncovering previously concealed secrets in the process. A grandchild may push Poppy to be more protective and responsible, or it may damage their relationship even more if Luna feels abandoned at such a sensitive time. The thought of Luna leaving LA implies that she is looking for clarity, safety, or emotional distance. After everything she's been through, public scrutiny, love turmoil, career friction, and personal trauma, a retreat may be the only reasonable choice for her character. Stepping away from RJ and Zend would allow her the opportunity to consider what she truly desires for herself and her future kid. It also provides you a significant return. When a character leaves under emotional stress and later reappears with a baby, the reveal is almost always made at a critical point, either during a family gathering or a major corporate event. The astonishment, silence, and then explosive reactions produce the type of drama that Bold and the Beautiful is known for. RJ's reaction to Luna's homecoming with a baby will definitely be one of the most intense emotional moments in the novel. His journey has been marked by his unwavering support for Luna and his strong dedication to their partnership. But the uncertainty of that tragic night with Zend tormented RJ. If Luna returns with a kid and announces that she does not know the father, or, worse, that she does but is afraid of the consequences, the emotional repercussions may be devastating. Depending on how the truth unfolds, a baby may either bring RJ and Luna together in a strong, healing way, or drive them apart even farther. Zend's involvement exacerbates the situation. His objectives, albeit motivated by emotion rather than malice, resulted in ramifications that he has struggled to fully understand or address. The notion that he is the father raises concerns of accountability, guilt, and the ethics of the Forrester family power system. If he discovers that the baby is his, he will face pressure not only from within himself, but also from his family, particularly those who have long regarded him as living in RJ's shadow. A child might tip the balance of power between the two younger Forrester men, reigniting rivalry and changing their positions in the company's future. Introducing a baby into the bold and the beautiful landscape inevitably changes the narrative dynamic. Children are more than just sentimental additions. They are strategic storytellers. They have an impact on inheritance conflicts, incentives, alliances, and emotional susceptibility. A newborn named Luna, RJ, or Zend naturally becomes a symbol of heritage, carrying on the Forrester lineage in ways that inspire both optimism and strife. Viewers are already anticipating custody battles, DNA test confrontations, emotional confrontations, and surprising friendships formed around the child's well-being. Aside from the drama, one of the most appealing parts of Luna's probable return with a kid is the opportunity for character development. Luna has frequently been described as gentle, compassionate, and slightly unsure of her position in the world. Motherhood may empower her in ways that audiences haven't seen yet. Returning to Los Angeles as a mother would transform her identity and possibly instill in her a sense of strength and confidence that she has not completely realized. Instead of entering as a perplexed young woman caught up in the tornado of Forrester drama, she may return with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to fight for herself and her child. The show also employs generational analogies to elicit strong emotional responses. Luna's plot may resemble previous stories involving Brooke, Taylor, Hope, Steffi, and perhaps their mothers before them. The themes of mistaken identification, paternity confusion, romantic betrayal, and the passionate desire to protect a kid run throughout the series' history. By incorporating Luna into this lineage of complex parenting stories, the program maintains its long-standing emotional foundation. Fans who have been watching for decades enjoy the parallels, while new viewers will discover emotional stakes that are both contemporary and traditional. On the production side, Lisa Yamada's response suggests that her temporary absence from the show could be integrated directly into the plot. When actors step away for story reasons, writers frequently create arcs that allow for dramatic returns. A baby plot is one of the most effective methods to explain a huge return. It creates instant engagement and provides the actor with a rich emotional environment to explore. It also assures that Luna remains vital to the show's future, rather than drifting into obscurity. In the broader context of bold and the beautiful storytelling, this development introduces a new level of unpredictability. Loyal viewers understand that the show relies on deep drama, unexpected revelations, and emotional upheaval, all mixed with family loyalty and business intrigue. Luna's kid has the potential to spark changing alliances, long-standing rivalries, and highly personal confrontations. Characters that have not previously interacted with Luna may become profoundly entangled in her story, thus broadening the narrative web.